Hello, my viewers. My name still remaining young with Sunday, and I welcome you all to my channel on PU for more Academy. Just like I do say, this academy is about the experience that work with my own professional experience in the PU for more industry. Now, today we are going to look at the lesson title on the board, mastering the use of pop and polyol blend in PU formulation. Now, looking at this, you are going to see two things that look the same, but in a technical way, they are not really the same based on their property, the way the manufacturer manufacture those two chemicals. For example, pop. You see, you are going to see pop, P-O-P, and you see polyol. You see, for you to be a best PU formulator, you must understand the kind of polyol you are using. Irrespective of any density or a product you want to produce, you must understand the kind of polyol, okay, you are going to use in that production. You can recall that in my previous lesson, okay, we did I think we had a lesson presentation on the characterization of the raw material used in PU foam industry. The major one was that of polyol, and we look at those properties that make up of good polyol, such as the hydroxyl value stated in the manufacturer data sheet, the water content, the acid value, and the solid content. Okay, now we also have conventional polyol. Conventional polyol is a free solid content. There is a reason for that too. So if you are using a conventional polyol to produce a foam, okay, it therefore means you are tending to achieve high resident properties of that foam product by conventional. But we also have polyether polyol. That one varies with solid content. We have 10% solid content, we have 15%, and we have 20% solid content. But the most common use here in Nigeria is the 15% solid content. But we also have pop. What is this pop means? What is pop? Pop means polymer, polyol, polymer, polyol, polymer, polyol. And you can ask, polyether polyol, are they not polyol? The question is yes, they are polyol. And take a look at it, because a lot of you use pop in combination of polymeric polyol. I know what you are trying to do. You know, this two types of polyol is being used when you are trying to balance up comfort, okay, and a stable properties of your foam. Okay, so the PU foam formulator often blend them together, but most people do not understand how this pop is being used and is being blend. They do not even understand the properties possessed by this pop and how it can be used, okay, to balance up the formulation so that they will have less troubleshooting. For example, one of my viewers sent me a question that he was using the tool and blending, yet the foam was still soft. I said, okay, can you let me see the formulation? When the formulation sent to me, okay, I discovered several things in that formulation was wrong. It therefore means in the purpose of this lesson is for you, my viewers, to understand how this pop and what is pop and this one, the two, the difference in the two polyol and how it's been used, so as to guide you for some of you that are using. Now, let's look at this. What is pop? It's called polymer polyol. Now, polymer polyol, how? Is the other one is not a polymer product? The question is yes. So in this case, we also have polyether polyol. Now, what is polyether polyol? So you see them there. You see them there. So these are two polyol. So for you to balance the hardness and comfort of your foam and foam product, you need to blend them together. Okay, in some country this one is being used in place of filler. Okay, is being used in place of calcium carbonate to add to this, while some country use the calcium carbonate here as filler to blend it. What they are trying to see, they want to see how they can achieve a firm foam. When I mean firm, I mean hardness of that foam. So what is this polyol? Now looking at this one is 100% pure polyol. Okay, 100% pure polyol with less hydroxide value, with less OH value, ranges from let's 31 to 39 or even more depending on the manufacturer specification. But the chemistry of pulp is different from this one. Looking at pulp here, okay, you find out that pulp has about 45% solid particle. 45% of solid particle. And what does this solid particle does? It is dispersed in this polyol. And because of this solid particle that is being dispersed in this polyol, it is called polymer polyol. And the problem is that this polymer, the word polymer here means there's what we call SAN. SAN means styrene acrylonitrile. Okay, it is a non-reactive polymer that had been dispersed in this polyol, so it is not completely entirely polymerized. But the polyether polyol is being undergo full polymerization with what? Ethylene oxide or propylene oxide, depending on the manufacturer specification. Okay, therefore if you are using this one alone to make a foam, okay, the foam will be soft. And that is why in Nigeria most people normally use it. They will now bring it calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is also inner compound, it does not react, you understand, so they will now incorporate this. But using pulp and this one, the difference is not the same. The reason of this one dispersed in this one is that the polymerization reactions, okay, is partially because part of 100 of that polyol is being replaced by 45% of this solid there particle, therefore increasing the hydroxide value. Do you know why? If the hydroxide value is not increased, it's going to alter the reaction by reacting with the polyol, because part of weight, 45% of this is being taken away. It therefore means the remaining percentage, the manufacturer has to increase the hydroxide value so that to compensate the polymerization reaction and the TDI reaction. Are we all together? And pulp, it reacts slowly. The reason in that, because of the high solid particle, it makes it react slowly. So for most of you who use pulp in combination, there are things you need to do in this combination so that to balance up your reaction. So we will be looking at the next video. You are going to see how it's being used, minor troubleshooting that involve when you are using this. So it's not the same that if you are using this one alone. But the issue is that you can still, even at this point, I'm going to show you how you can also introduce even calcium carbonate, okay, so that if you need medium, that is, you look at the properties of the product that you want to achieve. Is it extremely hard? Is it medium hard? Is it soft? So we are going to see that in a subsequent video. I hope this is very, very interesting. Continue to like my page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. I hope this is very, very interesting. Thank you, my viewers. Bye.